Hi, welcome back to Lead Today with Tisha Nelson Watson, aka Auntie Tisha. And my theme scripture is Proverbs 11, verse 14. Without wise leadership, a nation falls. Without wise leadership, a nation falls. So far we have been engaged with influence, the topic of influence, and also vision. This week, we're going to be looking on the topic of integrity. Integrity. John C. Maxwell says, image is what people think we are. Integrity is what we actually are. Let me repeat that. John C. Maxwell says, image is what people think we are, but integrity is what we actually are. Yes. So integrity is a topic, and I have an integrity quiz for you to do. Oh yes, quiz time. Just 5 questions. So get ready to take the integrity quiz. Are you ready? Now your responses for this quiz is always, never, or sometimes. So you're going to choose which one. Do you always, do you never, or do you sometimes? Okay, that's the instruction. Are you ready now? Number 1. Do I treat others well even when I know I won't get anything in return? Always, never, or sometimes. Number 1. Do I treat others well even when I know I won't get anything in return? Do you always do that? Do you never do that? Or do you sometimes do that? Number 2. Am I the same person in front of others that I am when I'm alone? Do you always that person? Never that person, sometimes that person. So am I the same person in front of others when I am when I'm alone? Let me repeat that. Am I the same person in front of others that I am when I'm alone? Always, never, or sometimes. Number 3. Do I take responsibility for the things I say and do? Do I always take responsibility? Never take responsibility? Sometimes take responsibility for the things I say and do? Number 4. Do I admit it when I have done something wrong? Do I admit it when I have done something wrong? Do you always admit it? Do you never admit it, or do you sometimes admit it? And the last one, do I earn people's trust by keeping my word? Do I earn people's trust by keeping my word? Do you always, do you never, or do you sometimes? End of the integrity quiz. How was that? Some deep questions, right? But I also have here something else I would like you to do, and it's an activity. So you're going to list 3 trustworthy people you know. Only 3. If you want to put more, yes, go ahead. You can do more. But right now, I just want you to focus on 3 trustworthy people that you know. You must can find at least 3. Then you're going to state what are the characteristics they have that prove they can be trusted. What characteristics do they have that prove they can be trusted? So you are going to first put down the name of 3 persons you consider to be trustworthy. Then you're going to look on the 3 persons and you're going to say, what are their characteristics? What are the things that they do or say or behave that you would say that these are proof that they can be trusted? All right. And then the last activity I have here for the introduction is you're going to complete the sentence. Ready? Complete the sentence. Integrity builds blank with those around you. What does integrity build? Integrity builds dash or line or blank with those around you. Now it's story time. Story time it is. And we're turning to the Bible for our scripture reading story. And we're talking about Joseph's commitment. Isaac had two sons, Jacob and Esau. Jacob had many sons, but one was his favorite. Jacob loved Joseph more than any other of his other children because Joseph had been born to him in his old age. So one day, Jacob had a special gift made for Joseph, a beautiful robe. But his brothers hated Joseph because their father loved him more than the rest of them. Joseph's brothers were jealous of his robe and angry because Joseph reported to his father some of the bad things his brothers were doing. Sound familiar with those who have siblings? One day, Joseph's brother got so angry that they took his robe and sold him to nearby slave traders. Can you believe it? Your blood brother, your own brother. It's not like he's a stranger, no. Your brother sold to sell it to nearby slave traders. He ended up in Egypt serving a military captain named Potiphar. The Lord was with Joseph, and I want to say that again. The Lord was with Joseph. So even though his brother did that to him, the Lord was with Joseph. So he succeeded in everything he did as he served in the home of his Egyptian master. Potiphar noticed this and realized that the Lord was with Joseph. So that means Potiphar know the Lord, because if he can realize that the Lord was with Joseph, he must have known something about the Lord, giving him success in everything he did. So that's what Potiphar observed. Okay, this pleased Potiphar. So he soon made Joseph his personal attendant. So he realized that he can do what? All right. So this pleased Potiphar. So he soon made Joseph his personal attendant. He put him in charge of his entire household and everything he owned. From the day Joseph was put in charge of his master's household and property, the Lord began to bless Potiphar's household for Joseph's sake. So you realize this? So Potiphar is being blessed because of Joseph. Wow. All his household affairs ran smoothly and his crops and livestock flourished. Isn't that something? One day, temptation came. Joseph was a very handsome and well-built young man. Come on now. And Potiphar's wife soon began to look at him lustfully. Oh no. Come and sleep with me, she demanded. But Joseph refused. Good boy. One day she came and grabbed him by his cloak. Can you believe it? That you call abuse. Demanding, come on, sleep with me. Joseph tore himself away, but he left his cloak in her hand as he ran from the house. Wise decision. Potiphar's wife lied to Potiphar, accusing Joseph of trying to sleep with her. Satan is a liar, man. Potiphar had Joseph thrown in prison. Now remember, that Potiphar's household became blessed because of Joseph. Livestock flourishing and all. And all of a sudden, this wife, Potiphar's wife, told